going on at exactly 6:02. So that'll give us a few minutes to get the candidates up and seated. And then we'll stop talking while they do what they're going to do. I'm Ron Borders. I'm the chairman of the Government Affairs Council for the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is hosting this event. I'd like to thank them for all that they do for us and in the business community. I'd also like to thank Patterson State University for letting us use this fine facility. If I stop abruptly, it's because the news people have told me to shut up, and I'll let them do their part, and then we'll continue on. This is an opportunity for you to meet the candidates. You have noticed that they've had tables here, give you some information, some handouts, some literature. Some of them are doing the same thing after we get through. I'd like to put everyone at ease that I'm not running for anything this year. You can rest easy on that. I'm going to stop talking, they're going to start talking, and then when they get through, we'll start without talking. Okay?
Yeah,
Y'all can continue to talk about yourself, and I'll make a lot of noise when they want me to be quiet.
Chain Gang Cain, man.
Looks like we've got about 4 minutes to go. Anybody want to ask me a question? I'm in the real estate business. Ron Porter, real living, real advisor. I'm not here making a plug for that, but I just want to know that anyway. Okay, yeah, the telephone number is 333-46. My daughter just passed the stockbroker's exam down in Tallahassee. My wife was a cheater all the way back. So if you got any money to invest, believe me, this is embarrassing now, but you'll be thankful we're out here a little bit earlier than we could have been. And I'm not just speaking because of the loss of work, it's just a difference to find folks in the news over here. Well, I've got about 2 minutes before. Let me tell the candidates that you're going to have 3 minutes to speak. Candidates, you're going to have 3 minutes to speak. I'll call you to come up and speak when it's your turn. And when the 3 minutes is up, please sit down and I'll stand up and I'll introduce the next speaker. You will know that your 3 minutes is up because this young man is Barrett. He will raise up one of these things. This one says 60 seconds. Those who can't see very well, it's yellow in color. It says 60 seconds. And the red one says 20 seconds. If he looks real agitated, it's 5 seconds. Get out of the way and get off the stage.
About what they hope to accomplish if they are elected. And tonight we have candidates from a very heated sheriff's race tonight. And here with me today is the current incumbent, Jason Cain. Chris, you can come over here. All right. And tell me why voters should choose you.
Well, I've had 4 years of experience with the sheriff's department. I've had the pleasure of being here for 4 years, and I certainly look forward to representing the citizens of Lowndes County.
And is there anything else you want to say? All right. Thank you. And over here is J.D. Yeager, his opponent. J.D., tell me why voters should choose you for sheriff.
disqualifications and on the job experience on the sheriff's office.
All right, anything else? All right, thank you so much. And good luck to both the candidates for sheriff and all the candidates here. And there's 15 candidates here tonight that you can meet and greet with. And if you haven't been out here yet, you still have time. The event lasts until 7 o'clock. So come on out here. It may be one of your last chances to meet with all the candidates here in one building. Jake Alexa, WTXL ABC 27, dedicated to you.
Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you. What up, JD? Okay, as I said, they're going to speak for 3 minutes. They're not going to take any questions, lesson in civics or civility, whichever you want. No hooping and hollering for your candidate like for a high school graduation, but you know, polite ground of law would be acceptable. If someone is disobeying that edict and you feel you want to say something to them, go ahead on my behalf. All right, thank you very much for attending tonight. We appreciate your coming out. This is important for us as a community. Nothing gets done without your support of elected candidates. We have to elect these people. These people didn't represent us at the state and the local level in this particular case. These candidates deserve our respect and our appreciation. They take time away from their jobs and their family. They endure abuse. They put themselves out for our benefit. So let's really, really pay attention to what they're saying. And when they get through and at their tables, please try to find out a little bit more about them. The first one I'm going to call is for Solicitor General, and that'd be Justin Cabell, Republican. He's the independent. Justin.
Ron, and I want to thank the Val Lawson and Lowndes Chamber of Commerce for hosting this wonderful event and allowing the public to meet the candidates. I am Justin Cabell, and I am privileged to serve as the Solicitor General with the State Court of Lowndes County. I am a career prosecutor, and I love it. I love it because it allows me to make a difference. It allows me to play a role, no matter how small, in holding people accountable for the wrongs that they commit, for bringing some sense of justice to victims, and playing a small role in public safety. And in the 9 or so years that I have been a prosecutor, I've had the privilege and honor of prosecuting hundreds, if not thousands, of cases. And I've tried dozens of jury trials, from speeding cases to double homicides. And just as important as the cases that I handle are the mentoring and learning that I've from some of the finest prosecutors in the state, in the district attorney's office, and the specialized prosecuting training that I received from such organizations, such as the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia, the National Association of District Attorneys, and the American Prosecution Research Institute. In addition, I believe that my background and my training helps form the most important thing that a prosecutor has, and that's discretion. The decisions that I make as a prosecutor, which affect so many lives. And I believe that it's his background, his training, and experience is one reason why the governor, when he looked at the qualifications of all the applicants, including my opponents, decided to honor me by asking me to serve as Solicitor General of Lowndes County. I believe there's one reason why the governor asked me to serve as the only solicitor on his special counsel on criminal justice reform, which is tasked with maintaining public safety and making better efficient use of Georgia's criminal justice dollars. Now, this is a very challenging time for all levels of government. The State Court of Lowndes County is the 8th busiest state court in the state. Last year we had some 22,000 criminal filings. My vision for the future is that we reach and meet these challenges by continuously providing the best possible services to the courts, the legal system, law enforcement, and the public at large, and always maintaining public safety as a #1 priority. I think we do that through technology, through programs, through innovations, and by having some of the most experienced and talented people working in my office. And it helps when the Solicitor General, the state court prosecutor, is a career prosecutor. I have all this respect for my opponent. He's a friend of mine. But elections come to differences and choices. On November 6th, I ask you to vote for the candidate with the most prosecuting experience, who's prosecuted the most cases, who's tried the most cases, who's received the most prosecuting training. I ask you to vote for the candidate who's the only prosecutor running for prosecutor in this race. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Next for Solicitor General will be Jason Cain, Democrat.
I am Jason Cain, and I'm running for Solicitor General here in Lowndes County. It was nice to meet several of you as you come around the room. I got a chance to meet some people that I haven't met before. That's a good thing. What I'd like to do is tell you a little something about myself and then tell you my experience as well. I'm married to Mitzi Cain, and Mitzi is a elementary school teacher. She's taught in the Lowndes County school system for almost 23 years now. She taught originally in Clyteville Elementary School as a kindergarten teacher, and she's currently an elementary teacher at AR Elementary School. We have 3 children that we have raised. I have a son who's 22 years old. I have a daughter who is 20. My daughter who is a 17-year-old. She's a senior at Austin High School. My wife and I both are graduates from Lowndes High School. Even though our children, once Jason graduates, will be graduates from Austin High School. Justin, Mr. Cabral, says he's a career prosecutor. And that's true, he's a career prosecutor. It's my opinion that us, the people of Lowndes County, have a choice to make here, and it's a good choice. We're opposites. I became a member of the Georgia Bar in 1994. I've been a lawyer for 18 years, and I've seen the courtroom from 3 different sides. I started out actually as a juvenile court judge and served about 5 years serving in that capacity. I then also served a couple of years as an assistant district attorney. I've been in the private practice of law, and I'm now in about my 8th year as an assistant public defender here in Valdosta. That being said, I believe that the office of Solicitor General, and what that is the prosecutor for Lowndes State Court, and to make it real simple, it's the misdemeanor prosecutor for Lowndes County. It's DUIs, shoplifting, family violence, battery, speeding tickets, that kind of thing. It's my opinion that I'm a better-rounded candidate. You don't necessarily need somebody who is a career prosecutor in the Solicitor General's office. You need a candidate who has been on all sides of it with the legal experience that I bring to the table. It is my opinion that I'm the best choice to be elected Solicitor General for Lowndes County. That being said, I appreciate all you guys coming. I ask you for your support, and I appreciate your vote, whether it's November the 2nd, October 15th, or when it is. Please consider me with your vote for Solicitor General. And I appreciate all of it.
Thank you, Jason. The next position is the Sheriff, Chris Prine, Democrat incumbent.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being here. I certainly appreciate the opportunity of being here. I have certainly enjoyed the last 4 years of my career as a sheriff of Lowndes County and representing the citizens of Lowndes County. I've had 40 years of experience, almost 40 years of experience in law enforcement. I started my law enforcement career in the late 60s with the Sheriff's Department. Then I went on with the Georgia State Patrol and was able to retire with Georgia State Patrol and come back and successfully run for sheriff and win that race. I certainly look forward to your support and your vote in this next election. I've been married for 47 years. My wife, Carol, and I have 1 daughter, 2 granddaughters, and they're near and dear to my heart. So my interest, of course, is in the safety of Lowndes County and the citizens of Lowndes County. We have 202 210 sex offenders in this state, in this county, in Lowndes County today. What I've done is designated one officer to do nothing but monitor those sex offenders. It's just it's an ever-growing problem that we're having, and we'll continue to have. Again, I certainly appreciate your support, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you. Next candidate for sheriff is J.D. Yeager, Republican.
I'm J.D. Yeager. Thank you, first of all, for taking your time to be here tonight. I really appreciate this, and it's a great turnout. I know we all are honored to be before you tonight. I am a Republican candidate for sheriff. I'm here with my wife, Pam, of 23 years tonight, and we have 3 girls in the Lowndes County school system. We're very proud of them, and I share Sheriff Prime's desire to take care of our families and our kids. I spent 21 years in local law enforcement here in Valdosta and Lowndes County. I started with the Valdosta Police Department. I moved to the Sheriff's Office after 4 years, where I moved through every position, every rank, in every division, and at one point or another, I commanded each division in the department. For the last 7 years that I was there, I was the number 2, second in command at the time. My experience from running the Sheriff's Office every day of my life for 7 years, the knowledge that I gained through day in and day out doing the job, brings me to the table as the best candidate I believe. I'm committed 100% to supplying you, the taxpayers, as well as myself, with the best possible law enforcement that we could have. I was a part of the Sheriff's Office that was one of the finest in the nation. I was there through building that department into being a success. And I'm disappointed, frankly, in the services that we're providing today. What I want to do, if you'll give me the opportunity and honor me with a chance to prove my worth, I'll take the department back to where we had it and beyond. You have to surround yourself by a staff as a leader who's sharing your desire to excel at the top. Our Sheriff's Office can once again be one of the finest in the nation and the best in the state. I know how to do it. I bring that experience to the table. And I know that working with the men and women at the Sheriff's Office, in the positions that they're in today, we can bring it back. It's all about leadership. Our crime rate's increasing. You go to the GBI crime stats, it's increasing. Regardless of what anybody else says, our Sheriff's Office is a business. And I'd like for you for 1 second to put yourself in a position. You sit on the board of directors of a $20 million company. That company hired a new CEO 4 years ago. Your profits went down, your expenditures went up, and you have the turnover rate that is the all-time high in your business. As a board of directors, as an owner of that business, how long do you leave the CEO in place? I bring a resume to the table that is proven. I've changed a lot over the last 4 years, suffering a loss 4 years ago. I grew up a lot. I hope that people see that. But the one thing I'm asking for is a chance to run your company, because you pay for it every day. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, J.D. The next position is County Commission Chair. First candidate is Bill Slaughter. Bill?
Thank you, Ron, and certainly I want to thank the Lowndes County Chamber of Commerce and the Governmental Affairs Committee for putting this fine program together. It gives us an opportunity to come forward and meet a lot of folks that we just would not be able to meet otherwise. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am the CEO of Waller Heating and Air Conditioning company that's been in Valdosta since 1964. I'm married to the former Cindy Waller. We have 2 wonderful sons who are also very active in our business, and which actually makes it possible for me to be able to do this. We have 5 wonderful grandchildren, 3 granddaughters, a set of twin girls in that group, and 2 wonderful grandsons. I want to be your Lowndes County Commission Chairman. I want to work hard for you. There are several things that I'd very much like to address. Lowndes County needs to continue to work and continue to be a pro-business community. We need to maintain and keep continually working with a can-do attitude. It's one of the most important things that we've got to have. Lowndes County is a central hub for South Georgia. There's no denying it. We want to continue that. We want to continue to grow with that. And so we must stay focused in that area. Also, roads and infrastructure. Roads and infrastructure is very, very important. We're going to have to do the best we can, spend our tax dollars very wisely to make sure that our roads are safe to travel on. And also, again, if we're going to be working hard to attract businesses and industries into this community, we're going to have good infrastructure, and we're going to have good transportation. And those things we will continue to work on. Again, wise use of our tax dollars. This economy is very tough and it's very, very tight. So we're going to continue to work to try to make the very best use of the tax dollars that we have available. Use your money wisely. That's really what we want to do. Good communication, one of the most important things. There's no reason for this community, as strong as it is and as good as it is, that we can't have a united front. When business and industry wants to look at Valdosta and Lowndes County, to come to this county to locate an industry or a business, they need to know that we're united, that we have one focus, and that is that we want those folks to come here, make this their businesses, bring their families here, raise their families, and continue to grow Lowndes County. I would appreciate your vote. I thank you very much for the opportunity, if elected, to serve, and I will give you 110% every single day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Next candidate for County Commission Chair, Gretchen Quarterman. Gretchen?
Thank you. I too thank the Chamber for having this event. It's an excellent opportunity for us to get to meet you and you to get to meet us. My name is Gretchen Quarterman, and I'm running for County Commission Chairman. This is an open seat, as you know, and it's my opportunity to serve you. Our county government does a lot of stuff really great. We have really good county government, and a lot of people don't even know what the county government does. We do some things not so great. One of the things we do not so great is we don't advertise ourselves very well. We're not very transparent. We're not very inclusive. And so people can't really know that the government's being a good steward, or all the great services that are available to it through the 911 service or the health department, because we're not saying, here's what we're doing, and here's the great services that you're getting from your tax dollars. Somebody stopped me on the street and they said, well, I live in Valdosta. I don't use any county services. I said, well, oh, I bet you do, because you have things like the 911 service available to you, or animal control, or the health department. Maybe your kids are vaccinated in the schools. I just was at a health department meeting, and I was surprised to find that every school child here has the opportunity to be vaccinated, get a flu shot. And that's part of what the county serves. So we really need to say what the county does better. We need to be more inclusive. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I serve on the Zoning Board of Appeals, my second term. I live with my husband, John Quarterman, who's back there in the back. We have a farm called Oak Paradise Farms, and I spend a lot of time out in the garden growing stuff. I sell vegetables at the farm base, so you can find me down there with my pumpkins and okra and corn and potatoes. Let's see, what else might I want to tell you about myself? Somebody asked me today, why am I the better candidate? Well, Bill and I have been circulating sort of in the same circles for quite a little bit of time, and the reason that I think I'm the better candidate is I ask a lot of questions. I'm the question lady. I'm always asking, why do we do it this way? How can we do it different? How can we do it better? Let's look at all of the ideas before we make up our mind. So if you like to ask a lot of questions, you'll like me, and I ask that you support me with your vote. My name's Gretchen. I'm running for County Commission Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Gretchen. Next position is the County Commission Super District 4, John Gates, Republican. John?
Thank you, Ron.
Good evening. I want to welcome each and every one of you personally, and I want to say it's a great opportunity to stand before you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to run. I've been in Lowndes County for 9 years. I started number one, first day. I wanted to find out how could I help my community. I found out there was no Toys for Tots program, which is dear to my heart. I've been doing that for 19 years. So I started a Toys for Tots program 9 years ago. And since then, I've helped over 400,000 children in 9 counties. I believe that our children should be serviced. Also, I served in the military, United States Army. I'm very proud of it. I spent 3 tours in Vietnam. Came home a little messed up. Had a couple Band-Aids, but we made it. And some of the issues that I want to look at is, number one, why don't we have public transportation? I keep hearing it's too costly. I think we need to work harder. If we want businesses to come into our community and stay in our community, I think we need a public transportation on a couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of our people that cannot afford transportation, such as a car or whatever, can't get work. They can't get work. They're on welfare rolls, and they don't feel good about themselves either. I found out about it. They really don't want to be there. That's a bad place. And they want to be proud of themselves. And they want to give back to the community as well. So we provide transportation. It's going to help the people out of work get to work. Also the elderly. Some of our elderly, they can't drive anymore. They're depending on other people. Sometimes I talked to one lady, she said it took her 9 days to get somebody to come and take her to the grocery store. I said, well, what have you been eating? She said, a little bit here, a little bit there. And that's sad. You know, it really is sad. I think we as a group of people, we need to be more neighborly. I know when I was a kid, we knew everybody in our neighborhood. Today they don't. We just don't get out. So we need to do that. We need to make this our community. We've got to help each other. So with that, transportation will be able to help us. Because some of our church friends, they live at distance. The elderly who can't get to you, or you can't get to them, and maybe we need to do that. The other thing is, of course, the infrastructure. Roads, we need better roads. Also, we need a full-time fire department in the county. I don't know if you know this or not, but we do not have a full-time fire department. We need it, and people want it, and we got to look at how we're going to get it. The other thing is the wages for the sheriff's department. They're less than what the city police department has, and it's unfair to our law enforcement to make less. And I want to thank you tonight. Thank you for the opportunity, and I just want to be your voice, your vote, and if there's any issues, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Our next candidate for County Commission Super District 4 is Patterson St. Marshall, Democrat. Marcus?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcus Marshall. I am a family man. I am married to Regina. We have 3 young kids, a 7-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. I'm a working man, average citizen. I've been thoroughly immersed in this community for quite some time. I was raised in the Lowndes County area, from the Copeland Road area. I lived in Hudson Docket back in the 80s, and left, going to the military, and now I'm back. I currently work for the City of Valdosta Engineering Department. I also teach at Valdosta State in the evening time. And like I said, my goal is to move the county forward. Everyone who's heard me talk in the past, I keep speaking of moving forward. This is 2012. You know, we got to acknowledge that. Everybody pays taxes. I want to start thinking about the outside areas, such as the Dasher, the Hay Howard area, the North Bemis area. I'm looking at community and economic development in a major scale type of way. I'd like to see more park and recreation facilities in the northern part of the county. I know we have the park off of Guest Road out there, which is primarily for softball and the dog track, but I would like to perhaps see something like a Maggie Park in that area. Everybody doesn't have access to the base. You have a lot of youth out there that actually need something to do. You have a lot of airmen out there that actually want to get off the base sometime and actually just relax. Currently we have a manufacturing and a logistic industry. And now we have a life science industry coming about with VSU. I'd like to see us engage in the technology industry. Why? Because that's the future. Let's be honest with you. Let's start inviting companies that build iPods, that build computer chips and so forth. These are the jobs of the future. These are the jobs that our kids are going to VSU to try to obtain and make the salaries that will provide a great quality of life for them. I want to try to seek ways to incentivize the conference and tourism because economic impact does wonders for any municipality. Next to that, I'd like to see more specifics in the splash, low option sales tax, and so forth negotiations. Why? Because I believe in transparency. I know the citizens would like to know what's going on in depth, and I would too. That's how I'll be fiscally responsible with taxpayer dollars. Lastly, I would like to ensure that those that are making executive salaries have executive qualifications. I'm saying this because, out of 159 counties, we have 2 positions at the county that are the 3rd highest paid in the state of Georgia. Okay? You talk about $100,000 plus, and you got people out here that's looking for jobs, and they don't have the qualification that I feel will go with those jobs. So, with that being said, I'd like to move Lowndes County forward. I humbly request and hope that you give me a support and vote. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. Our next position is State Senate District 8. Our first speaker was Kim Golden, Republican and incumbent.
I'd too like to thank our 5-star chamber and our great government affairs committee for hosting this event tonight. It's a great honor for me over the last couple of decades to serve this community, both as a member of the Georgia House and for the last 14 years as State Senator for District 8. As I step on Valdosta State's campus tonight, as always, I'm a proud graduate. But I'm really proud that I've had the opportunity to make an impact on this great institution. In 1993, I led a 3-year fight to make this a regional university. It was a transformational moment as we moved this university forward. Had that same pleasure this past session, working with my colleagues, Amy and Ellis and Jason in the House, to fund a $35 million building, the Health Science Administration building we're going to break ground on Thursday. It is another transformational moment for this university and for this community. It's been such a great honor to fight for Valdosta State because it's so important. I've also had the pleasure of my first vote in the House under Governor Zell Miller was the Hope Scholarship Program. A lot of people don't realize it was a very tight vote in the House, and I was very proud to support Zell Miller in supporting that Hope program, which has sent over 53,000 students from the 8th district alone at $176 million is sent them to a university or to technical school. Getting that education has driven Georgia forward. Let me tell you, I've also been very proud to have supported the small business community and business in general. Drugs Don't Work program is something that's been dear to my heart, and I've handled numerous legislative proposals that have strengthened and expanded that great program. I'm very proud this past session to something that I've been a long time advocate of. I'm so glad we finally are on the verge of phasing out the sales tax on energy on manufacturers. That's 30% of our employment base in the 8th district. It's key that we keep those existing jobs and we also use that to propel us forward with new jobs. Job creation is important. Valdosta State project is 1,200 construction jobs and we need it. We have an unacceptably high unemployment rate in this state, but I think those kind of proposals are going to move us forward. Sales tax holiday, a lot of people don't realize that is a tax break for working families, but it's also a big sales boost for the retail sector, which employs 1 in 5 people. So I've been very honored to serve as your state senator. I hope I can continue to serve for one more term, and or several more terms, but at least one more at the moment. I do appreciate your support, your friendship, and I will continue to reflect your views and your values at the state capitol if you will turn me back to Atlanta for another 2-year term. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Next, the candidate of State Senate District 8 is Vikram Mohan. Vikram?
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you all for being here. How's everybody doing? I'm Vikram Mohan. Briefly, I have lived and worked in Lowndes County for approximately 19 years, raised a family here. All my kids go to public school. I'm an occupational therapist. I have worked hard to create at least 50 jobs in Lowndes County or in South Georgia without any government assistance or any bailout or anything like that. I am an American by choice. It is one of the greatest choices I have made in my life by the grace of God. A few weeks ago, you all may know, 13 people lost their jobs in Wiregrass Technical College. Many state employees have not received a raise since 2006 or longer. The Hope Scholarship Fund that our good friend Tim talked about is depleting. Are you all happy with this? No, we aren't. There's no doubt about it. You know, I believe in my heart, it does not matter whether we are Democrats or Republicans or Tea Party or the Occupy. If we could not protect our young kids, our aging parents, we fell together, and I think that is happening. I believe the status quo and the liking of my opponent has paved the path of failure for many Georgians. You have just heard that, my distinguished opponent has brought a lot of money to build buildings in our locality. That strategy could not stop for the 13 jobs that we just lost. We know Hope Scholarship doesn't pay for books anymore, and Tim voted for that bill to take books away from Hope Scholarship. You simply can't build walls and not have books for the kids, for the college kids, and you simply can't keep building walls and neglect a cost of living wage for state troopers, for state correction officers. That is simply unacceptable. We met this family, the guy, the state employee, and haven't had a raise since 2006. And he told me he's struggling every day to bring food to his table, and his grandmother is still struggling to make decisions about her food and medication. Very heart-wrenching story. So what would I do differently? Bill Cosby once said, I don't know the key to success every time, but I do know if I try to please everybody all the time, I'm going to fail. And I believe that's what has happened in a lot of incumbents. When elected, my goal will be to find a long-term solution to Hope Scholarship. I believe a reasonable household income cap that already was there need to be reinstated. Lottery sale need to be boosted. And a responsible casino gambling is necessary to boost the Hope Scholarship. Ethics reform and term limit is the key actually to put the incumbents and to make people accountable. And here is what the thing is. If people don't care about your values, they are not going to be accountable to you. When you elect them, they go to Atlanta and Washington, your value stays behind, and the lobbyists and special interest groups' value is on their desk. I want to know, why should we give any gift to lobbyists? A gentleman from Columbus, Joseph McCoon, actually started the ethics reform, and I want to congratulate all Georgians who voted to let your voice heard that we are not going to put up with lobbyist influence anymore. I wish team was Josh McCoon. I want to promise you, if nothing, I'll bring people together I'm going to leave here with one thing. I know Ron is ready for me, and I want you to know. Well, you know, I mean, team had 22 years and 3 minutes, and I only have 3 minutes. I'm down almost. I'm going to leave with one thing. If you want to change your life, and the lives of many surrounding you, someone has that power, and that is you. You have to decide whether you want to change or to continue with the status quo. If you elect me, you have chosen a new path, a new direction, a relief, not a reputation. May God bless you and God bless you.
Thank you, people. The next position is the State Representative District 174. Ellis Black would normally be speaking first, but he is not here. Something came up and he was unable to attend. So Teresa Lawrence, Democrat, is going to speak. Teresa?
Hi, good evening everyone. Thank you, Chamber, for having us all here this evening. My name is Teresa Lawrence. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of 4. I'm pursuing a business degree currently at Patterson St University. This is my first time running for any type of public office, and I'm really excited at the opportunity to represent South Georgia. I have a strong work ethic, I have honest values, and I have a fair nature. And I feel that those qualities will help me bring the voice of South Georgia to Atlanta. I offer a fresh, new perspective, which is something that's needed to help move our state forward. My goal is that all of our voices are heard and that all of our needs are met. If elected as your representative, I will work diligently to be your representative. I plan on making sure that all of our schools are able to graduate students with all the necessary requirements to be eligible for the Hope Scholarship. Our current graduation rate is lower than we had originally thought, and that's just unacceptable. Our education system needs to work harder to make sure that our students stay in school and they graduate at a competitive level to enter college. It's important to me as a mom of small children that we've maximized our funding for pre-K programs. The passion for learning is something that starts at a very early age. And if we can get our kids to enjoy school in pre-K, that's something that will last with them all through their school years and hopefully carry them right through to graduation. I would like to work with farmers and fellow legislators to find a resolution to our migrant worker issue. I don't feel that currently we have a resolution. I think that Georgia needs to make sure that all of its industries are properly staffed. I would like to return all of the women's health choices back to them and out of the hands of the government. That's something that's very important. And finally, one thing I don't plan on doing is turning my back on all of those that support and vote for me through this election season. I would like to win so that I can represent all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Our next position is State Representative District 175, Amy Carter, Republican and incumbent. Amy?
Thank you, Ron, and thank you to the Chamber for hosting this event this evening. I want to start by introducing myself. For those of you who are not familiar with me, I'm Amy Alexander Carter. I'm born and raised in Lowndes County. I'm the daughter of Wayne and Barbara Alexander. I am married to Doug Carter. My in-laws are Paul and Larry Carter in the back. I have 2 children. Mary Alex, she's 14, and Davis is 12. I've been married a little over 18 years now to Doug. I have been a career educator. I graduated from Lowndes High School and went on to Valdosta State and received my degree in education and have taught since then. First at Valdosta Tech for about 7 years, and then I left there and went to Lowndes High School, and I've been teaching there now for 12 years. I do teach there full time. And it can be a challenge to juggle both jobs, the school job and the legislative job, but the legislative job, of course, is part-time, and I make it work. This is my 6th year I'm completing now, and I'm asking you to return me for my 4th term. Of course, we run every 2 years. I want to tell you a little bit now about my job in the last 6 years as a legislator. I have done everything that I can and will maintain to do to bring everything I can to South Georgia. One of the most important things that happened for me 2 years ago was the governor called me and asked me to serve as one of his 3 floor leaders in the House. And someone just asked me, what is a floor leader for the governor? Well, let me explain. There are 180 positions of House members in the House. And the governor selects 3 people out of that 180 that he calls and says, will you serve as leadership on my team? And I'm one of those 3. I'm the first from Lowndes County. I'm the 4th female ever in the state of Georgia to serve as a floor leader for the governor. Now what do? We meet daily. Every single morning I meet with the governor's staff. We're looking at legislation. We're talking about what's best for Georgia. But more importantly is that I'm the voice for South Georgia when it comes to the governor. It's my goal to bring as much as I can, as I've said, to South Georgia. And I think that the greatest person that I can impress is the governor. He is the one who makes the biggest decisions in this state. And for that, I'm thankful that he chose me. I want to keep doing that. I sent out my newsletter last night which showed some of the new companies that are coming to the state of Georgia. There were 9,300-ish jobs that are coming to the state of Georgia since the beginning of the year. I'm selling South Georgia to the governor to make sure that those jobs come down here. That's my goal. I also want to work very closely with agriculture. This is a very unique area, and we have so much to gain from it. It is the #1 economic engine in the state of Georgia, and I'm proud to represent it. I have lots of things that I want to accomplish, and I'm asking you to please help me continue serving in the capacity that I've served, to keep working leadership, to keep being a part of the leadership team that I'm on now, and return me to Atlanta in November. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Amy. Our next candidate for State Representative District 175, Jason Cain.
Good evening. First, I want to thank the Chamber and the citizens of Lowndes County for attending tonight and for hosting this forum. I also want to thank Amy for her willingness to serve District 175 for the past 6 years. But Amy and I share different opinions and different ideas for South Georgia and for Lowndes County. I'm running to represent 175 because South Georgia is not getting its fair share of representation that it deserves. We have brown-nosed, out-of-state special interest groups and lobbyists who get better representation than the citizens of South Georgia. Our legislature passed bills and allowed massive tax credits to wealthy corporations with one hand and cut education with the other hand. Unemployment is up. Hope Scholarship no longer helps the folks that it was meant to help. The state ranks last in job growth. Women are treated like cattle. Teachers are being furloughed. And now they want to put guns on school campuses. Our primary focus should be the future of our most vital resources, our children. The state's budget for K through 12 has been steadily decreased every year for the past 4 years. Teachers are being furloughed, but since 2008, over 4,423 teachers have been laid off. Ms. Carter has voted for House Bill 1162, the charter school amendment, despite the fact that Georgia public schools have been hit with $5.6 billion in austerity cuts over the last 9 years. I'm opposed to the amendment, the charter school amendment, because it is designed to overturn the Georgia Supreme Court decision which ruled, and I quote, that the power to create charter schools belongs to local boards, not the state. I'm also opposed to this amendment because I believe that taxpayer dollars should never, ever pay for private, for-profit charter schools or independent schools. I'm also concerned for, as Dale Miller said, the forgotten average working family as Hope Scholarship concerns. Hope is no longer serving the people it's meant to serve, and reports indicate that incoming freshmen in South Georgia receive far less Hope Scholarship than those in affluent communities in North Georgia. South Georgia has been getting table scraps from Atlanta for years and needs to stop. Yes, Governor Deal did announce yesterday that he created record jobs and investments for 2012. But what he didn't say is that we're still 1% above the national average in unemployment. And I would be remiss to ask Governor Deal and my opponent, why didn't Lowndes County, Brooks County, or Thomasville get any of those jobs? I'm asking for your vote for November the 6th because it's time for Georgia to have a politician who doesn't love Atlanta, but who understands the folks of South Georgia. Thank you.
Thank you, JC. Our next position is a State Representative, District 177. Glenn in a hurry, Gregory, Republican.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm hungry. Isn't this a great country that we live in, that we can all come together with diversity like this, come to the people and let the people make a decision about who's our next leaders. I'm just proud to be an American, and I hope all of y'all are proud to be an American. My name is Glenn Gregory. I was born and raised here in Valdosta, Georgia, in Little Griffin Hospital in 1950. That's a long time ago. I grew up here. A lot of local people have been known me all my life. I married Sherry back there 40 years ago. And we have 2 fine children and 3 fine grandchildren. We have an architect firm right here on Patterson Street. It's right next door to First Christian Church. We've done a lot of school designs and government buildings. Still are in practice and working as of today. The economy has been bad, so we've had a difficult time. I was looking around in the candidates the other day, and I think I'm probably the only architect that's running in the legislature now. So, you know, the home builders are interested in having somebody up there to help represent them. We'll not only represent the design industry, construction industry, but we'll represent all the people. We are running as Republican, but I assure you that I will represent Democrats, I'll represent Republicans, because that's what I'm all about. I'm a hometown boy. I've been in community service my whole life. If you look us up on the website, www.gregoryforgeorgia.com, you'll find that we've had experience on the Planning Commission, we've had experience on the Lowndes County Industrial Authority, the Historical Society. We've helped with many, many local projects. You got 60 seconds left, huh? Well, we're going to make it short, but there is a long list of public service that we've been involved in. You can talk with anybody in the community. I think we have a good reputation. We're blessed with that. The issues that we have is, of course, economic development. Jobs, jobs, and more jobs. We think we need it. Our economy's depressed right now. We know how to do things in the economic development area on a local level, and we're appreciative of the things that the Industrial Authority does and the outreach that it has. So that's what we want to work on is economic development. We want to work on education. There's no reason that we can't find ways to fund our education to the point that as we grow with children, we need to grow with teachers. And we need to compensate those teachers, and we need to figure out ways to not diminish this Hope Scholarship. It's one of the best things that's ever happened in our community, so we can find a way. As an architect, we're problem solvers, and we want to go to Atlanta to help solve the problems of our state. I'm looking forward to working with folks that get elected.
I would hope it would be the same legislators, but we never know. So whoever is elected, that's who we'll work with. So we thank you for your time tonight. We thank the chamber, and God bless America.
Thank you, Glenn. The next candidate for State Representative District 177, Mr. Dexter Sharper, Democrat.
Elect Dexter Sharper, State Representative 177. I'm just kidding. Everybody just sit up for a second. We gotta get everybody together. I know my time is going. Somebody, no, you gonna step. No, just that's good though. They was gonna ask me was I gonna sing. I'm just doing a little bit. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Is that enough? Okay. All right, they asked me what I was going to sing, so I did that. But I'm Dexter Sharper, my beautiful wife back there, Shaquilla Sharper, raise your hand. She does a lot of those vaccines at the health department. She's in charge of immunizations and everything. We have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, and 2 of the boys were singing at the national anthem. They sang the national anthem at the Valdosta Wildcat homecoming game. So those are 2 of my boys out there, and the rest of my nephews. Also, when you hear the last name Sharper, my mom is Lily Sharper, who does the alterations at Valdosta Dry Cleaners. So yes, that's my mom. And I'm a mama's boy. I'm also known as a paramedic here in Valdosta. I've been here over 20 years, so I see a lot of things in our community. I was born here, and more than likely I'm going to die here. I'm also known as the bounce house man, the little bounce houses that you see all over the city. A lot of those are mine. Yes, we get you on after we but also, I've served as city councilman here in Valdosta, Georgia. Also, I was mayor pro tem, which is kind of like being an assistant mayor. And I've worked with a lot of legislators, Mr. Borders, and also Mr. Golden. And I have that experience, being able to know how government works, even at a state level, by researching a lot of things. I'm here to work with people. I didn't wear a suit tonight because let you know I'm just a casual guy that's looking out for everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, what color you are, what party you're in. I'm here to work with you. A lot of things I see that a lot of older people don't have basic necessities in their homes when I go in as a paramedic to work with them. So that's one thing I want to fight for, to make sure that the elderly have the things they need, and also help the young people in preventing a lot of the trouble they get in. I want to help them from getting in trouble. And I got 60 seconds or less, but I'm a workhorse. I'm not a show horse. I'm a workhorse. I'm not an inactive person. I'm not a reactive person. I'm a proactive person. So I want you guys, on November the 6th, I want you to vote for me. And I will work for you. I'm always available for whatever you need, and I'm just looking forward to serving you guys. So on that day, please elect Dexter Sharper, State Representative, District 177, and this is the first time that we have this district, and I hope to be the winner of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dexter. We're just about through. And as Mrs. Gail Green makes her way to the podium with the thought in her mind that the essence of a good speech is its brevity, let's please have a round of applause for our candidates.
Ron only said that because I can't say my name in 3 minutes. But anyway, Chamber, thank you so much for adding SPLOST to our program, and Ron, your committee as well. And Mr. Sharper, I'm terribly glad that you woke everyone up. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm here to be extremely enthusiastic on behalf of Mr. Sam Allen, and of course myself, and a wonderful, wonderful committee of local leaders and business people for SPLOST. And another man, Senator Golden, I believe he's the only one that mentioned the tax. But I'm just going to cheer you up about this wonderful tax that we have in our community. And you don't have to listen to my bio, and already you have figured out it was not one. And so I have chosen to be here. And for that, I think it has value. Everyone in this room pretty much knows about SPLOST, and I certainly don't want to insult anyone's intelligence, but allow me to practice on you for the groups that I won't know. let's remember, first of all, and look around in the last over 20 years of the number of wonderful things that we have, not only touchable things, but other things that SPLOST has brought to this community. I'm totally amazed, having lived so many other places where we need legitimate infrastructure things that could not be had, could only be patched, because they never dreamt of this opportunity. For this is now the 7th SPLOST, and all of them, including this one, have been citizen-driven by community business leaders who have felt strongly about the fact that they, along with the supportive chamber every year, wanted to continue to be able to improve this community, particularly from an economic development perspective. We expect, if we can pass this, and I expect we will pass SPLOST 7. I can't lose any, so you have to help me, to generate $150 million within a 6-year period. I believe that most people have seen the brochures and the lists and the newspaper articles that have been through, the paper in the last few weeks, and so you're very familiar with those. So just a couple of things you might not know, and something I was pretty surprised at. Proceeds for SPLOST are divided very fairly and very equitably by population. So if Lowndes County has 45.05% of the population,